Hi. How do you know that you've seen a really great movie? Is it the fact that the movie is taking you on a roller coaster of emotions? Is it the fact that you can't wait to run out and tell your friends, and strangers for that matter, that they should go out and see it? Is it the fact that the movie makes you want to run to the nearest bookstore or to your iPhone or tablet and look up the different facts and stories that were depicted in the story and find out more about it? For me, right now, as I sit before you tonight, the one way I know that I've seen a great movie is it's called Selma. Selma, the latest movie directed by Anna DuVernay, is absolutely fantastic, and I hope everybody has the chance to go out and check it out. In the movie, David Oyelowo portrays Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and this movie basically depicts his trip to Selma, Alabama in the mid-1960s to secure voting rights for blacks in the southern U.S. This movie was very difficult and challenging to watch at times. Not because it wasn't a good movie, but because in fact it was probably too good. The authenticity in terms of showing blacks getting beaten and killed just for being black in the South was very hard to watch, as it always is for me. As it was always also hard to watch whites who stood shoulder to shoulder with blacks also getting beaten and killed just for supporting them. It boggles my mind to think of that time, but I understand that that time was very, very much existed. I mean, it's not the first time I've seen a movie that dealt with race relations. I think of movies like 12 Years a Slave and Mississippi Burning, and I'll never be able to forget how I felt going through the miniseries of Roots. Anna DuVernay is being celebrated right now as the first African-American female director to be nominated for a Golden Globe. And while I commend her on that achievement, I look forward to a time when being an African-American female director and being nominated for something won't be so shocking. It'll just be the norm. This movie was great for so many different reasons. David Oleyowo's portrayal of Dr. King was fantastic, but he was also supported by a fantastic cast. Fantastic actors including Tom Wilkinson, Cuba Gooding Jr., Tim Roth, Giovanni Ribisi. This movie was fantastic from top to bottom. On a budget of, I believe, $20 million, Anna DuVernay was able to recreate the essence of the South and make you feel that you were right there in Selma, marching along with Dr. King. This movie might not be for everybody, and that's unfortunate, but the reality is not every movie is for everybody. I certainly hope that this is a movie that you will check out, and my only regret with this movie is that I don't have a grade that's higher than A+. An A+ it'll have to be. As I watched this movie, though, and I watched through some of those difficult, challenging scenes, I took solace in the fact that whereas Oprah Winfrey, one of the producers and one of the supporting actors in this movie, portrayed Amy Lee Cooper in the movie, a woman who wasn't able to vote and didn't have the right to vote in that time, I fast forward to a time when Oprah Winfrey is one of the most powerful women in the world. I took solace in the fact that whereas Dr. King had to ask for an audience with the president. Fast forward to 2015, where Barack Obama has been elected not once but twice to the office. But then I also found myself shaking my head at the fact that a big part of this movie was for people to get the opportunity to vote, and you fast forward to 2015, and it's not like we're getting stellar voting turnouts. That's a whole other blog. Let me end on this. I see a lot of movies. Those of you who know me know I see a lot of movies. And every now and then a movie comes along that I find to be so incredibly powerful it just moves me. Selma was that movie for me. I don't know if it'll be that movie for you, but I honestly sincerely hope that you check it out. This is a movie that I think should be shown in schools. It's a movie that people should be going out to in groups and then going out for dinner afterwards and talking about it. We may not all agree on Selma, and I know there's been a lot of discussion in terms of what was real and what wasn't in this movie. And I think that's for us to decide on our own, and books are probably a good place to start. But let's start by checking out this movie, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this blog. As always, you can reach me on Twitter at CFL_fan, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and WittyWhittier.com. Until then, I'll see you at the movies.